This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore.
If there's one thing that we know about Donald Trump, it is that he believes he is immune from the rules that govern the rest of us. Even before he was president of the United States, he believed he was immune. He ran a charity and defrauded cancer kids, children suffering from the affliction of cancer, to buy Tim Tebow helmets and portraits of himself. He's a vile, sinister caricature of what a bad guy is. And the New York Attorney General, Letitia James, is trying to hold him accountable in a civil manner. It's not a criminal case that she's brought against him. And I've talked recently about how a judge has held him in contempt of court, charging him $10,000 a day until he produces the documents that have been requested, have been demanded, required by the Attorney General of the state of New York. And in this case, I'm going to read from this Forbes headline here. Trump says he lost cell phones requested by New York Attorney General. He lost them. He lost them. Now, let's think about this. Donald Trump is constantly surrounded by a security team. He's constantly surrounded by people. How would, like, if you lose your cell phone, you leave it in a restaurant or at the counter at a grocery store, it's kind of understandable, right? But if you're president of the United States of America with an entourage of dozens of people, how do you leave a phone somewhere and lose it? Or how do you lose multiple phones? This is skirting accountability. These are lies. And they're clumsy lies at that. I'm going to read from this article here. Former President Donald Trump says he no longer has cell phones requested by New York Attorney General Letitia James in her investigation of alleged fraud by the Trump Organization in Trump's latest attempt to stay a $10,000 a day fine for contempt. In an affidavit dated Friday, Trump said he had turned over all of the material and possession that James' office had subpoenaed in his latest effort to end the daily fine that has so far run to $140,000. Now, I don't believe Donald Trump is or ever was a billionaire. He lies about that as well. But $140,000, even to a multimillionaire, which he very likely is, isn't much. So I don't know that that's much of an incentive for him to turn over these documents. The fine was imposed by Manhattan Judge Arthur Engeron, who accepted James's claim that Trump had failed to comply with a subpoena from her office requesting documents and information related to the fraud probe. Trump said he was not in possession of any phones or similar devices from the Trump Organization, adding that 4 phones he had previously owned had gone missing, including a Samsung phone that was taken from him at some point, quote unquote, while he was president. So, look, this doesn't just pose legal ramifications for him relative to this case brought by the Attorney General of the state of New York. This is also a national security crisis, if indeed it's true. Obviously, it is not, because he's a filthy liar. But for a phone to be taken from him at some point from a president, are there nefarious bad actors? Is this espionage? What's he admitting to here? Trump said he only had 2 cell phones, an iPhone for personal use and a new phone used exclusively for posting on Truth Social. He's posted twice. Donald Trump has posted twice on his own social media network. He needs a dedicated phone for his 2 posts. Dumb shit. Truth Social, the Trump-founded, quote-unquote, non-woke social media platform. Trump said he submitted his personal iPhone to be searched and imaged in March in accordance with the subpoena, and then again in May out of abundance of caution. Yeah, because if there's 3 words that are associated freely with Donald Trump, it's abundance of caution. Come on. Trump said, finally here, Trump said he did not personally keep track of documents such as those subpoenaed by the Attorney General's office, and he had authorized his attorneys to search his personal residence and office at Trump National Golf Club in New Jersey, his personal residence and office at Mar-a-Lago Club in Florida, and his personal residence at Trump Tower in New York City for the requested documents. All of this is just lies, subterfuge. This is just a way to not be held accountable because he believes he is above the law. He is above the rules that you and I must follow, or there will be consequence for us. He's always believed this. What do you think about this? I'd love to know. You can call, leave me a brief voicemail at 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can type up an old-fashioned email at daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate you. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore at Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. And if you appreciate what I do, if I bring you a $1.99 worth of value every month, I would appreciate it if you consider supporting my work. You can click the join button below, become a channel member, or you can steer your browser over to patreon.com/IDoubtItPodcast. Both those are fantastic ways to not only connect, but also support what I'm doing here and take a role in what I consider important activism. I love you guys. I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. Until I do, be genuine. Take care of one another.